And I'm back! Sorry for the long wait. I did not expect that my chill Halloween would turn into a night of absolute insanity. Plus, my bathroom is being renovated, so it's making it very difficult to record and do the most, basic things in my own house. But, all is well. I'm having fun doing, my own little personal projects and, just chilling with my friends. So, there's that. But anyway, I'm back with the villains of the Owl House, Belos, also known as Philip, but I'm gonna call him Belos because it's just easier for me. Anyway, we're gonna start with him because honestly I have way more beef with him than I do the Collector, and I'd like to get all the screaming out now. Anyway, I'll admit I actually like Belos. I like the build up to him and the times we actually got to see him. It was just during season 2 did I get a bit bored of him. I sound like a broken record, but I seriously wish the crew focused more on the main story and cast, which includes Belos. And while the Going Into the Past episode was fine, it's everything that leads to the day of Unity that kind of sucks. Again, I know due to the cancellation things slipped or had to be rushed, but I don't know, the build up for him was so good in the beginning, and to see it end the way it did just felt weird. Granted, season 3 did bring him back in the best way. I really like how Belos hitched a ride on Hunter to get to the human realm. It's just kind of that middle area that becomes kind of weird because he's just let's get back to the demon realm, because why not? I know he probably knows the draining spell was stopped, but with the Collector out and about, I don't think he thought it all the way through. I mean, if the whole point was to wipe out all the witches he could and go home and in some delusional way be made into a hero and then find the Titan's blood Evelyn hid and go back with an army, then yeah, that's fine if the plan worked out. However, now with the Collector out, he should know going back is a dumb idea, yet he just blindly goes back with no plan other than to possibly possess the Collector or kill him. Not super sure which. But it's my guy, you have to know you can't do either. You've spent centuries with the Collector. You have to know that, the Collector is not a normal witch-like being. There's just no way. Though I think I could buy Belos doing all of this after his plans went down the toilet more if he had moments of full-on delusion. Like him just saying Caleb and Evelyn, while great before season 3, isn't selling that Belos has truly lost it and is running on autopilot. The man's falling apart and basically dying before he fuses with the Titan. So before the fusion, I don't know, I feel there should be more going on with him than him just running around and having small moments of delusion. That's honestly my main hang up with Belos, because they show he's this calculated calm villain in the beginning and he just stays that way even with his 100 years plan is falling apart around him and his last clone betraying him. How are you so calm? I just needed Belos to absolutely lose it just a bit, just a smidge more, because it always felt like Belos was holding back. In some scenes it really felt like he was losing it, but then they put him right back to where he started, and I'm like, why would you do that? Plus, I also wish they went harder on why Belos was doing what he was doing. I know it's because it's implied he's a Puritan from the witch hunter days, but we don't really get to see that mindset in the show, which is why I really like Pine Tree Villain's His Truth animatic, where Belos starts dying in the human realm due to the Titan's magic leaving him, and as he dies, he gives this speech about how all the hunter clones betrayed him for this derelict, festering realm and its godless witches. And when he's speaking about the human realm, he can't help but bring up how the people are ignorant and powerless, and that the only truth was his, aka God, and there was only one answer to every question. The whole back and forth of Belos being sorry but also still angry and showing that his time period's fear still has a grip on him is hauntingly beautiful in this animatic, and I just wish the show used just a smidge of that in the actual show, you know what I mean? I know the show was cut short and things had to change, but Belos in some weird way deserved more time to be more than the villain he ends up being. Yes, it's fun to see him get curb stomped, but I don't know, the show always seemed to subvert our expectations when it came to complex characters. You know what I mean? Because, while it's deranged for Belos to keep making clones of his dead brother and killing them when they realize he's in the wrong, it still says a lot about Belos and how he thinks he's doing the right thing and wants his brother in some weird way to be with him. But, it kind of sucks he just doesn't care that the last one, the one who looks the most like Caleb, betrayed him so close to the Day of Unity. So yeah, my main gripe, I guess, is I wanted Belos to lose his grip on reality a little bit more, show his emotions about Hunter, and hints to his witch hunter side. But I will say I do still love the ending and the final fight. Just, yeah, the Day of Unity moment was just rough in the end and left me pissed off because it was so hyped up from the beginning, but we got what we got. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the design because we'll be here all day if I keep going. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I hate that they put Belos in his past outfit. I mean, I kind of get why they did it, as it's Belos' true human clothing, but there's no way he thinks the human realm isn't the same as when he left it, or that anyone still remembers him. I mean, he has to know, since he's not wearing the exact replica of his OG outfit. I mean, his boots are different, and he's not wearing gloves. I mean, I think if he made like a comment about wanting to look like no time had passed, or if we saw Caleb's old outfit folded on his desk, then we could assume he's dressed this way to rewrite history and fulfill his original mission before killing Caleb. But we don't, so it's not that. I honestly think they put him in this outfit just so Luce could make the joke about his outfit being trash. Because I mean, how is he going to say when he goes to the human realm he'll be made into the witch hunter general, yet decided his old fit was a good choice? Like, we know Belos lived during the 16th to 17th centuries, so he's had to have seen soldiers. I mean, he says generals, so it's not too off he's seen American or British soldiers and their uniforms. So for his redesign, I mixed his OG past outfit and a soldier's outfit and a bit of Boiling Isles flair, because there's no way Belos made the outfit himself or kept his old clothes from disintegrating all these years, and I'm just not buying that he would still wear it. So yeah, anyway, I put him in a long coat. While the shape is not historical, it still gives this imposing presence similar to his original robe. I also overlapped it but added buttons along the front similar to the soldier's coats. For his sleeves, instead of doing a rolled cuff sleeve like his original jacket, I did simple straight sleeves with a colored cuff with sleeve packet buttons. I also gave him gold epaulets with gold agulets. Sorry. I did keep his cravat, I just untucked it because it looks better. As for his belt, while I wanted to keep the theme of the Coven sigil and make it into a buckle, I realized Belos is leaving his Belos identity behind and going back to Philip, so anything Belos related has to stay behind. And I thought, oh, I could use the Gravesfield town marking as his belt symbol. But yeah, no. For two reasons. One, the symbol looks like one of those Among Us guys, and two, it just looks silly as a belt buckle, and because there's a bird on it, and we all know how Belos feels about birds. So I went digging, because there had to be something Belos could use as a new symbol for his general sona, and boom, I found it. The design on his diary. It's like this cross with a star on it with a line underneath. I'm sure it's like a fake key situation, because it's a diary, but I think it fits and works with Belos's whole, I'm going back to being Philip, so let me use all my Philip crap. As for his pants, I wanted to sprinkle in more historical fashion, and the British soldiers wore white. And since Belos is British and evil, I figured why not? Just to be clear, I'm not saying British people are evil, just using time period stuff for jokes. Anyway, shoes. While I love that Belos traded his old shoes out, cause, I mean, let's be real here, those are trash, I still didn't vibe with the shoes he chose, mostly cause they're off color and off theme. Like, if you're gonna do boots, then just do simple riding boots for the guy dressed in his reenactment outfit. So yeah, I put Belos in simple dark gray riding boots. Oh, I also kept one of Belos's gloves on him, since even though Belos killed the spirits haunting his body, he still seems to have trouble keeping himself together. I also like to think his armor goes all the way up to his arms to keep them steady, and so he can relax as well. I mean, it's probably painful to keep his human shape, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was constantly in his monster form under his robes and mask, and used the armor to keep him together, and keeping all of his goo together, but I also kept it for the AU part as well, so there's that too. As for color, I kept everything close to his OG's outfit's color, but added gold as a nod to his Belos persona, cause while he's going home as Philip, his subconscious knows he's not exactly Philip anymore, so that is why there is gold. Now for his features. Yeah, I didn't change anything. I think Belos has a pretty good face design and shape. The only thing I redid was his curse mark, cause surprise, I found his curse mark to be kind of boring. Like after seeing all the crazy shit / people in the show, Belos' swamp line is honestly nothing. It genuinely made me laugh when he revealed his face and everyone was like shocked when he said he was cursed, and I'm like, really? If I was a witch, I'd scream, where's the curse? Cause how am I supposed to know that the mark on his face is a curse? It could be a birthmark for all I know. So I made the curse more similar to a burn pattern and designed it in a way to make it look like it's eating its way through him. I even made it to where you can see what his full monster form will look like by having his teeth show and having one horn growing. His cut ear also has the curse on it, making it shrivel a little bit, so that's why it's kind of wonky looking. Also, again, for the AU, witches with strong magic have big ears, and since Belos is not a witch, his ears are small, but they have grown a bit due to drinking palisman, but they're still relatively small for the average witch. Anyway, I also made his eyes different as well. One is fully monstered out and is stuck that way, so even when he hides the curse, the eye still looks like that. His other eye is still fine, but the whites are now blue, showing signs Belos' curse is now causing more permanent changes. I also gave him more wrinkles to really show his age a bit more, and I made his eyebrows more bushy. As for hair, it's pretty much the same. I just recolored it because Belos is a brunette, and even if he's getting older, the base color doesn't change that much. Like, trust me, I come from a family of brunettes. You notice pretty quick. Plus, I doubt the palisman drinking is changing his hair color, so yeah, brown gray. Yay. And that is about it other than the AU stuff, which isn't too much, but like, so since I moved stuff around and the focus is more on Luz and Belos and the Day of Unity, we now have time for Belos to kind of lose it a bit and go off on some of the Coven heads and watch Darius more. Since Belos is aware of Darius's past relationship with the old Golden Guard, and at some point Belos does get Hunter back and mind controls him to get Luz. Since Hunter is basically gone and being mind controlled, he isn't super interested in taking Hunter with him, so he kind of tries to use Luz as his replacement for Caleb and save her soul since she is like a full human. Like, while he did want to bring Clone Hunter to the human realm with him as a replacement for Caleb, I imagine that if he really had to like pick, he would probably pick Luz since she is a human and Hunter is just basically not human. Like, there's no human DNA in him other than like the DNA of Caleb, and that's like very small. So that's kind of why Belos is like, oh, I'm just gonna save Luz. But this is also my way of having Luz and Hunter have one more fight before Hunter is stuck at the Day of Unity ceremony. But yeah, we still have the showdown between Luz and Belos, but it's less jokes and more Belos losing it and calling Luz by the wrong names and how she's being naive if she thinks this world is good and worth saving. It's been nothing but cruel and horrible to him the moment she ripped his brother away from him and made him do that terrible thing. This world is to blame for all the hate and darkness he suffered, and whether Luz likes it or not, he will save her. Of course, Luz just thinks he's crazy and losing it, and they fight, and instead of just trying to stone her, he also threatens to drop her down into the golden grave. If she's going to act like him, then she should die like him. Confusing Luz, but she does realize she can't win and does try to reason with him, but no jokes this time, stating that if they do go home, she will help him and calls him Philip. He agrees and mentions if she's good, he'll make her his lieutenant. Obviously that doesn't happen, and again still gets slapped with the Coven mark, and instead of Luz just telling him to stop the spell, she runs off. Cause in this AU, a little bit earlier, she tells him to stop, but he admits it can't be stopped. Like, the fact that she thinks it can be stopped is crazy to me, considering the fact that it's like an eclipse. An eclipse is what's causing this. You can't stop an eclipse. Obviously, I think you can mess up the lines that are like the I'm gonna assume power source is being drained into, but you know, nobody's thinking about that. Plus, it looks like it disappears, so I guess once it's activated, it can't be unactivated, so There's that. Anyway, though, Belos goes full monster and goes after Luz to drag her into the portal. He's basically on autopilot at this point and just wants to leave. During all this, the collector is still freed, and instead of Belos talking to the collector like he's all there, he just makes monster noises that the collector can understand, leaving everyone confused. You know, like, I like that idea a little bit more. The main shit still happens where all is somewhat saved, but Goop Belos still drags Luz into the portal, causing everyone to fall in, and instead of Hunter being possessed, Luz is the one that gets possessed, and after that, I'm not super sure. I'm still trying to rearrange things for episode 2, because really, it needs it. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for the AU, except for Belos' actual death, which I'm still working on, but hopefully most of all that made sense. I know my other videos kind of contradict what I say, but I'm basically just reading off of notes that I've had for the past 2 years. I haven't actually sat down and made sure that everything aligns perfectly. So I think when I have a moment, I will put everything together. That way the story makes 100% sense on why things are happening the way they are. So bear with me for that one. And also, sorry, I know I said I'd pair everyone up, but with how fucked up my schedule got, I have to give the collector his own video. So look forward to that, because after the collector, I'm gonna draw Tekna. I seriously need a minute to play with neon colors, and she's the best one to do that with. Anyway, special thanks to the new members. Please be nice if I say your username wrong. Gorbulus? Oh, I'm so sorry. Dice Demise and Rider Dragon 02. Also, special thanks to 4'10" for the super, and honestly, they're super insightful comments. Like, I really want you guys to like read the comments that they have, because they are so good. Like, I have a little notebook filled with their comments, because sometimes I'm like, these are really good ideas and I would very much like to sample them. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. And for those of you who also want to support the channel, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if possible, become a member. It really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one.